Welcome to The Authentic Life with KL, the podcast where we throw out the rule book, where we dive in head first to the real and raw, unapologetic journey of living the best life. That includes lots of music. This is your go-to space for empowerment, for deep healing and owning your authenticity like the boss that you are. We're here to break down walls and slay self-doubt. Vibe to the soundtrack of your soul. With every beat and lyric, we'll move through stories that heal and empower. You can live your fullest and most badass life. Welcome to The Authentic Life with KL. This episode of The Authentic Life with KL is brought to you by Break the Silence, a nonprofit created using music as a platform to raise awareness for mental health, suicide prevention, and recovery of all kinds, offering hope and starting the hard conversations to bring communities together. Hey guys, it's Kitty, and it is the full moon, and anybody that knows me knows that it is so important on the full moon for me to stop and reflect on things that I need to let go of, because if you hold on to everything, then you never gain space or availability for new things to come in. This is called the weight you're never meant to carry. That's what we're going to talk about today, because we all carry so much. We don't talk enough about the invisible weight that we carry, not the kind that you can see, not the kind that you can measure, but the kind that settles quietly in your chest, in your shoulders, and the way that you exhale a little too hard at the end of each day. Some of us are walking around exhausted, not because we're doing too much, but because we're holding on to things that are so heavy on our heart and our soul. Just because something mattered doesn't mean you're meant to carry it forever. Letting go is not giving up. It's choosing not to bleed where you no longer belong. And welcome in, Rebel. Hi. Great conversation for us today.
Yes, it is. Very, very great conversation.
Rebel and I have spent several years together, and on the full moon, we both have reflected multiple times on things that we need to let go of. And even though we both know that we have to let go of things to make space for new, how hard is that to do, Rebel?
It's very hard. It's very hard. Especially if it's like a prior identity.
Yeah.
Like if that's all you've been and now you're changing that, it's like, oh God, what am I now? Yeah, I think that's a good example of it, of letting go. Also thinking that we're ready to let go, but yet we still hold on to it. It's still on a string to our belt loop as we drag it along behind us.
I'm ready to let go right now. Just kidding. Not yet. Yes, now. No.
Right.
That's true. That's true. And and we'll continue to talk about this, but for me, I think I'm in the middle of another letting go of like prior, because I think that as we continue to grow, we continuously cycle around because everything's cyclical, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I did learn this, and I need to let go. And I think like you said, one of the hardest parts of letting go is, for me, is letting go, knowing very well something is going to be a loss. And you don't know what it is till it is.
Yeah.
It's a sneaky surprise. And sometimes it can be something very small, but then sometimes we're holding on to things that we very well know that needs to go for us to be able to open up more space. And so it's definitely not always a good time. It's not always a party.
No, it's not.
All right, so I'm going to go through briefly some of the things. I think I have 5 things here to let go of to help open up space for new, beautiful things to come in. And for anyone who doubts, Kitty, Rebel, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You don't have to let go of anything. I promise you, if you can start dissecting the things that you no longer need, whether that be people, emotions, jobs, whatever it is, you will be so surprised at the new things that come in. Even if you've lost a whole person, whether they're alive or on the other side, there's beautiful things that come from all loss. You just have to know where to look for them. So the first one is letting go of who you had to be to survive. There was a version of you that learned how to be quiet, strong, agreeable, or emotionally armored. That version deserves gratitude, not punishment. Survival mode is heavy, and you don't need it anymore. You don't need it anymore. Do you need it anymore, Rebel?
No, I don't. I lived so many years in survival, and now I'm getting out of it, and learning new ways. I'm ready to let go and let it all go. But yet, as we both know, it's not that easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that for me, I'm much more calm than I was, say, 10 years ago, even a couple of years ago, much more calm on things. And I think we're more high strung in the trauma or the things that trigger us. So does that make sense? Like, I feel like you're always in survival mode. You always got to fight. You always have to do this. And we don't, but we're just so used to it so many times. And I think that's been my new calm that's come in. And I don't know if I like it fully. Because it feels calm, and I'm not used to calm. I'm not used to, having to fight for things. And I think that you don't have to fight for things that are meant for you, truly,
Right.
most of the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
most of
I'll fight for some things. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'll fight for some things. Don't start that with me. But yeah. Number 2 is letting go of emotional responsibility of other people. Whew, this is one that I'm currently in still. You're not responsible for fixing. You're not responsible for saving. You're not responsible for shrinking yourself for others to be comfortable. Love does not require self-abandonment. I'm going to say it again. Love does not require self-abandonment. Boundaries are bridges back to yourself. And if you do not have boundaries, how are you going to find yourself? Wow.
Yeah, because you just get walked on. You continue the survival pattern if you don't set the new boundary.
Yeah. And I think letting go of the responsibility, the emotional responsibility for other people, and you and I have talked about this a lot. You can literally look at someone and be like, oh my gosh, you could be doing this, and you could do this, and you could do this, and you can just do it. And then, like, you have this expectation in your mind of what you think that they could do. But as we've learned recently in our class, our expectations of other people literally are what bring us down. And I think that's where we think we are emotionally responsible for people. Like, we think we see what they could do, but really it's our expectations of them. Like, it gets all intermixed. And you cannot save someone that doesn't want to be saved. You can't force someone to be something that they don't have capacity to do. And that's hard when you're a let's go do it person.
Very hard. Very hard.
I'm like, what do you mean? You just do this. It's really easy. Just do it. But
Right.
it's, and then it's also the emotional capacity. You're not responsible for your family, for your friends. Like, that is a lot of emotional responsibility if you're one that has held that before. What would your life feel like if you picked that all up off your shoulders and sat it over here?
It'd be a big relief.
Right?
Even
Right?
just for 5 minutes, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, even if I picked it back up, put it back on,
Yeah.
just that 5 minutes would change a lot.
Yeah. I think we hold on to I mean, we have the expectations, which that's a whole different show, but I think we have that want because we love the people that are around us, that we want them to have an easy life and time, and we want to help them. But that starts to, like, impede on your mental health and your physical health too. For all of us, we put that aside and take it and take it and take it, and then eventually, it turns into the good old resentment.
That's right.
That good old resentment. Letting go. Number 3 is let go of the story that you're behind. Healing does not follow a calendar. You're not late. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are becoming. And that takes exactly however long it takes. I hate that one.
I do
That,
too. I do too.
hate that one. If I hear one more person say to me, like, you're exactly where you need to be at the exact right time, like, drives me crazy because I know that. I know. But feeling like you're behind, I think, is just, it, it shows how much more that you want. But I think there's also that other side that you feel like you're behind and you feel like you can't do it. So then you just stop. So I think there's two different ones. Like you feel like you're behind. Like I always feel like I'm behind. That's just me. I gotta do more, gotta do more. Um, but I want to continue moving. And I know that there are people who think that they're behind and they're like, well, fine, fuck it. I'm just not going to do anything else ever. Like it's just done. So letting go of the story that you're behind. Number 4, this one's hard. This one's a hard. Letting go of guilt attached to outgrowing people and places. Outgrowing,
Oh,
out,
yeah.
outgrowing something doesn't mean it was bad for you. It means that it did its job. You're allowed to leave love and move on without an apology being necessary. Outgrowing people and places. Rebel and I had this talk earlier that I had a friendship and I was like, the whole time I was like, why is she changing? Why is she changing? It's so easy to point to other people. And then it wasn't her, it was me. I was changing and that caused the dynamic to change. Um, Being okay with outgrowing people and places is a hard thing, especially if the people aren't growing with you. Because if you don't let go, you don't move and grow. Like you can stay or you can grow. You can go
Right.
together if you're lucky enough, but that one's hard. Rebel's gonna like this number 5, this last one. Letting go of anger.
Hey, I did good today. I went grounded. I was like, nope,
Letting
we're going to change the pattern. We're not going to be reactive. We're going to take a moment, separate, reground, come
so
back together, and yeah, we'll go
num
from there. I don't know where we go from here, but we're going to go and just, we need to calm
somewhere.
down.
We're going somewhere. So number 5 is letting go of anger. Anger can be information, but it's not meant to be a permanent home. Holding on to anger keeps your nervous system in survival and your heart in defense mode. Letting go of anger doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means that you're choosing peace over poison, freedom over familiarity, and healing over reactivity. Anger, right, is that surface emotion that I think a lot of people don't realize. Like anger is a surface emotion. There's something else under there. I was talking to someone else the other day and he was like, how do I not be angry? Well, you got to find out why you're angry.
And I know in my experience, anytime I've gotten angry, there is a deep rooted hurt there.
Yeah. 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 And I get there's different kinds of angry too, but even different kinds of angry, like I don't like injustice, right? I don't like injustice. That's not necessarily because I felt like I've like been treated wrong in the justice system or something, but it is that not being seen, so it all goes down to very few actual wounds and struggles that we have. But anger
I
is
know for
definitely,
me, like the example I use is road rage. Somebody cuts me off. I had to look, why do I get so angry? Right? Then I'm like, oh, it's because I'm being unseen. I feel disrespected. Like I don't matter. So like when I dove into that one, I'm like, oh man. So
my
yeah,
way.
yeah,
I
yeah.
matter. I do. Yeah. 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 When you release what's heavy, you create space to breathe, to rest, to receive, and to finally hear your own voice again. You don't have to drop everything at once. I don't know what that would feel like because it's like pulling teeth to get us most of the time to like let go of things. But you can set it down piece by piece. And when you do, you don't lose yourself. You're just really coming home. right? You're dissecting all these pieces that really aren't yours to carry that you continue to carry. And that that is what we do. I don't know. I don't know
Even
why we
from
do it. Yeah.
lessons taught from childhood, that have been carried down,
Yeah.
that's a big one too.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it can be something. Letting go could be anger. It could be an emotion. It could be a person. It could be a habit, and like it could be why you have that habit.
A wall you put up, yeah, it could be a lot of things.
It could be the need for caffeine if you want to do it that way. Like there's so many different things. Like I have to have my caffeine, but there's a lot of different things. And so typically on the full moon in our community, we would do a community bay leaf burns where we'd write down on the bay leaves what we want to let go, and then we burn it and it to the universe. But there are so many different ways you could do that. You can use bay leaves. We prefer bay leaves ourselves just because that's what we do. But you could write a letter of what you want to let go of. You could just speak it. I do believe it's more impactful for you to speak and know what you're trying to let go of instead of whatever is bothering me, just please just go away. I do feel like,
I mean, we know how the universe likes to play jokes.
oh,
You leave it that broad and they're going to test you every single way. So if you're like, I want to bring in, let go of this, and this to bring in this, then it's going to be like, yeah, you leave
yeah,
it
don't,
broad and yeah, the
yeah.
universe, it possibly plays some games on you.
Yeah, dear universe, I want to let go of anything that bothers me at all. And somehow I find myself living in my car, not my car, because my car was bothering me. There are so many options the universe can do there.
Yeah.
It's just not. But I do recommend doing that. What other things have we done, Rebel, on the full moon to let go, or what are some things you think that people could do?
I mean, in my personal experience, like tonight, I'm gonna do, light a candle for a little while, set that intention on what I'm letting go, as well as the bay leaves, like we always do. Um, I mean, even just sitting down and becoming aware of what's bothering you
Mhm.
and being able to self-reflect, is this truly what's bothering me, or does it go deeper? Um,
It
but
like
but
goes
that's where
deeper.
I had to start. I had to start becoming that, aware of what exactly do I want to
Yeah.
let go of, because letting go is scary. It brings in the fear because, like I said earlier, like you let go of this, but you've never had
Yeah.
whatever it is to come,
Mm.
and you're like, but I want to hold on. I just want to
Yeah.
hold on because I know what this feels like. I
Yeah.
know what this brings, So I think that self-awareness first is what I had to get into. And then once I start reflecting, self-reflecting more and more, that's when I started integrating, the bay leaves and, burning a candle
Yeah.
to set that intention of, the bay leaf to let go of what it is I'm letting go, and the candle to kind of set that intention of what
Yeah.
I look to bring in.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is hard, and it's not just because you sit down with a bay leaf and a candle and you say and speak what you're going to let go of. It doesn't mean you're going to wake up the next day and you're like, I let it go. I'm never going to think about it again. No, it's it is. I love the full moon because that's such an easy moment on the calendar for us to full moon right now. I may not remember every day, but by golly, on the full moon every month, I'm going to remember this is what we do, and it's a good time for you to stop and think. But all these tools, which is what the bay leaves and some people, we've used crystals for different reasons. You could have a glass of tea. You could do whatever. You could take a bath, and drain the water and visualize everything being, taken as it drains. But when it's all said and done, it's not something that's just a switch that's just going to turn on and off. Like it's a consistent cyclical Oh yeah, I'm letting go of this. I'm letting go of this. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And don't worry, once you let go of that, you'll have something else that pops up that you need to let go of. It's fine. It's the game the universe plays.
Yes, yes.
Come on down.
Yeah.
You're the next victim in the universe.
But like through this journey over these last couple years, the more that I actually do let go and face the fear to walk through it of whatever is to come or be created from this point forward, like the freedom that that brings doesn't necessarily make it all easy to let go of, but it makes it that desire to let go of things. Even it's still scary, it's still terrifying. No matter what cycle you're on of letting go or what you're letting go of, it still fuels that fire to keep kind of going. Because once you feel that freedom of, I'm now aware of this pattern, I can change it, and the more that I'm aware to change it, the better the things, that are for me, what's
Yeah.
best for me comes into the picture, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's not pretty, but feeling that freedom,
Yeah.
is making it worth facing it head on and just doing the best you can to let go the best you know how,
Yeah.
and just consistency.
Yeah. That's that's a perfect segue into this next month and some of the classes that I'm doing. One of them is confidence with consistency. And I think that that is such, the phrase is impactful because that is the only way you become confident, at least in my belief, is that you start with these small things of letting go of, okay, I understand that I'm upset about this. I don't want to be upset about it, right? That's you recognizing it. That's like the first step in letting go. So you say, I'm going to let go of this. You're going to circle back around and things like that, but you're consistent. And once you realize I let it go, you're like, oh, I didn't think I'd ever be able to let go of that. So you become more confident and more empowered that you're able to let go of those things that once held you hostage, really, because that's what all these things do. They hold us in a jail cell. That's what they do when we have so much opportunity out there if we would just let go. And including myself, it's hard to do sometimes.
Oh yeah, and I mean, are we gonna fall back into the pattern? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
it's being, that awareness is what is gonna take us, okay, well, dang it, I did it again.
Oops, I did
Yeah,
it again.
right. So now it's, like just be trying to be consistent. So you gotta be easy on yourself when you do fall back, but that's when that self-reflection kicks in, and it's like, yes, we fell off the wagon again.
Mhm.
We fell back into it. We people pleased, or we didn't say no, or we gave more than what we could, or whatever the case may be. It's I don't know, like I don't even know where I was going with that. It's gone.
ADD. ADD up in here. Oops, she did it
Yeah.
again. All right, so we're going to do some reflect. Speaking of reflection, self reflection, I believe, is where we were going here, and confidence with consistency. Um, have you had someone in the past that you were afraid you would disappoint by choosing peace or by choosing to let go of something?
Many.
Many.
Many,
Yeah.
many in my life. Yes, many.
Yeah. I think I think I've had a lot of different family things myself, and I I, being the oldest, I was always the one that kept everyone together for everything. And then when I stopped doing things, because I was the oldest and I had my own family, and I stopped doing things, I think I was scared, to disappoint and not do things, and so I stayed a little bit longer than what I should on doing things for other people in the family, as far as get-togethers and things like that, and Now, actually, I miss doing that, but at that time I couldn't do it, anymore. And so I think that family is a huge part to where we feel like we're going to disappoint someone if we choose peace or we choose to let go of something. Uh, and there's layers of that within my family of being worried that you're going to disappoint. And I know within yours and within tons of other people's families as
Yes.
well.
That's
What?
probably my biggest one is family.
Yeah. I think that we are so, and rightfully so. I mean, we don't want people just to walk around mad at us. At least, I mean,
Right.
can everybody just walk around and be mad at me? It's fine. It's fine. I don't think anybody wants that. But I think in the end, all of us, we just want peace, right? We want love and we want peace. And sometimes we feel like we're fighting to get that when it shouldn't be that hard to get. But we still make it hard. Um, what would you tell someone who's afraid of letting go because it would mean losing part of themselves?
That just allows the freedom to be able to create or become what it is that you want different. Whether you
Yeah.
know what that thing is or not, letting go of it, you still have that freedom to decide from that point on, where you take it.
Yeah.
It's like it's all in your choices.
Yeah. I think for me, and this isn't the same for everyone, but for me, I read something the other day and it said the beauty of being in your 40s and 50s is that you get to be your younger self, but you get to love her again. You get to love her this time. And that was impactful for me because everybody that knows me knows I'm music through and through. That was me, concerts, all that stuff when I was younger, but I had different responsibilities. Not that I don't have them now, but now I just don't care. Like, I didn't know at that time, right, that those were things that I didn't have to do. Like, you're looking at it from a different perspective. And so you're able to circle back around to, for me, come home to myself, but come home to myself, not, have to feel like I have to people please or do things a certain way to receive love because I know that I'm doing them the right way for myself and I feel good about it, versus it being the other way. So some people some people in my case, I feel like I was able to return to myself, letting go of the parts of me that I didn't know I needed to let go of. And it was hard and it's still continuously hard, but it allows you to return home to yourself in a completely different way.
And see, in my case, I didn't know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I couldn't return to me because I never allowed me to be out there. So for me, it was learning what mask I did put
Yeah.
on for different groups of people,
Yeah.
different, like, we have different faces for family, we have
Yeah.
different faces for our best friend, our acquaintances.
Lies. Lies.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was not only for me,
Yeah.
it wasn't coming home to me, but it was discovering who me was.
Yeah.
But like I said, once I let go of that small little piece, to not act differently, or to set that boundary or whatever it is that I let go of and replace it with, it wasn't coming back to me because I didn't know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And I think and I know, like, when I was younger, they were like, you'll understand with age, but legit, like, I feel like it's a very valid thing that the understanding that I have now of love and things that I need and the things that truly matter to me is very different than, what I thought when I was younger. Because what I thought when I was younger, of course, was molded, right? Molded by whoever and whatever I had around me. And then when I got older, it continues to change. But I know what it is, right? And I know what it's not. I guess that's what you learn. I know what it's not, and when I don't, what I know love is not. And when I talk about love, I'm not talking about like only like sexual love. I'm talking about love across the board, like just that intimate um, love that you have. That I think as you get older, you start to discover it's not what we were taught when we were younger. A lot of things
Right.
aren't like what we taught when we.
Right.
Turns out. Turns out. Let's see. What did holding on to anger cost you emotionally, physically, or a relationship?
Oh, it cost me
Yeah.
in the end. More
Yeah.
pain on top of pain that's driving the anger. In my case, it led me to have a charge because of my anger. Um, and yeah, I lost me completely, but anger runs in my family. So it was that automatic response.
Yeah.
That's why today when I got angry, I was like, nope, let's go calm down. Let's go look at the waterfall, be out in
Yeah.
nature. It might
Yeah.
be 20 something degrees outside, but I need to calm down because if not, I'm going to follow that pattern, you
Yeah.
know? I just need to separate myself and calm down to be able to think about things before I just let the dagger of a tongue that I have unleash.
That's growth. That's a huge amount of growth,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially when we
Yeah, because
recognize.
usually I would be spouting at the mouth and I may not be taking my anger out on other people, but I'll take it out on myself
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And you don't need that. I think that is a valid point though that you make on it. We do lose ourselves with it within the anger because it becomes all consuming, and you can stay angry, and there are certain things and reasons why you should be angry. I mean, I could name like 1,000, but like the state of the world, let's talk about that. Like,
Right.
right. I mean, but that anger, like you could hold on to it forever. Like you're not going to be able to do anything about it. But the things that you hold on to that really, I mean, you wouldn't hold on anger to something that you have no control over as far as like say the state of the world. I mean you could, but you would never hold on to anger for that because you don't have control over it. Yet
Right.
you'll hold on to anger being mad at someone that you're close to, yet you have no control over that person, and so we hold a lot of things within ourselves without looking a little deeper to those other emotions that are under there. Because with mine, I think I spent a lot of time being angry in my family as a young adult. And I think it was myself that I hurt in the end, and a lot of people still will misconstrue. And not that I ever was walking around just being an angry person, but I would have a mouth on me. I know you don't believe me at all, Rebel, but like I could definitely not be nice. And I was angry, but I was hurt. And so that was the emotion that I was able to facilitate that energy, a place to go. And I think that it does in the end, it just hurts us.
That and the deeper the hurt, the more anger that
Yeah.
consumes you.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was more like pain on top of pain, but then that top pain is all consuming to kind of just wrap all of it up and
Yeah.
just let it sit there in the bubble and just
Yeah.
like run around. And I can't, I don't want to continue that
Yeah.
pattern that has continued in my family for so long
Yeah.
because I see what it does to them, and I don't want that for myself. I
Yeah.
don't want that for them either.
Yeah.
But like you said, I can't control them. That's
And that's so hard.
it
It's,
is hard.
it's the hardest
But
place.
then that goes back to the expectations that we put on
Yes.
them,
Yeah.
so it's I know I don't want to carry that because it is all consuming for me.
It is.
and leads down a dark path
Yeah.
real fast.
And anger is so much energy. Like joy and things like that, they're energy, but anger, oh, it is such a powerful energy, and there's so much there. And you could use that energy for so many more things, but we do hold on to it, but it can be used for so many other things. It's a waste of energy, really.
Yeah, because I know when it consumes me that I'd rather drink the poison and wait for them to, to keel over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm that angry,
Yeah.
like but at the same time, what is that going to do? It's
Yeah.
not going to do any
No,
good.
and again, it just destroys you, because what do you do when you're angry? Typically, it's like, oh yeah, well you did this, and you did this, and you did this, and blah 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 blah, blah, blah. And you just start going on, and then it hurts everybody, and then it hurts yourself, right? Because you,
More pain that's already been added because you did fly off the handle and
yeah,
say some things, and but then you regret it later because you're like, man, I shouldn't have said that. So then it's even more. It's creating more pain on top of pain on top of pain.
yeah, yeah, and it's heavy. It's heavy. If you guys, I know so many of us that are in the community have autoimmune things, and that'll be a whole separate thing, that we go through as I'm trying to get healthy from my autoimmune things. But the body keeps score. Rebel's mom had a book that she showed us, and it's called The Body Keeps Score, and it does. Like our bodies keep score. They do. And I think when you start letting go, you're scared because you've never been this version of yourself before. You feel raw, you feel open, you feel vulnerable, you feel like you could get hurt. It's
Very much so.
scary. But you have to give yourself some grace because you've never been this person before. You don't know how to do it, and it's okay to not know how to do it. Oh, let's see. What's something you held on to for a long time that you didn't realize was actually weighing you down?
Hiding in my cave would be my experience. I
You want to talk
always
about your
would.
cave?
So when, emotions came up, whatever, you know, regulating as a child, I was always like alone to deal with my emotions. I had to regulate on my own. So hiding in my cave, it was safer. I could feel out my feelings, but also at the same time, I'm still trapping them inside, as a child because I don't feel safe to speak up or, like their demeanor is off, like learning to read the room before you can even read a book,
Right.
Um, and then the more I did on my healing journey, the more I saw the pattern within my parents of not really emotionally regulating.
Yeah.
And so my hiding was following a pattern, of not speaking up, not saying what needed to be said, not standing up for myself, not, like just shrinking to just keep the peace because it's easier. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I can't get small because I've done too much work to come out of that. I may be swimming upstream still,
I might be, but
but I'm still swimming, it's I can't go back to that. So knowing that I have to process, I have to learn to cope and process my emotions if I ever want to change anything.
yeah.
So hiding in my cave would be that example because I thought it was, let me not destroy you right now.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm doing this for you, to keep you safe
Yeah.
because I'm scared of me.
Yeah.
And you should be too,
Yeah.
but that's always the excuse that I gave myself. Is nope, I'm going to bottle this up. I'm going to hold it inside because it's safer for you. It's safer for me. If I just don't say anything,
Yeah.
like it'll be all right, and I can't do that today because that's not very productive in healing. That's just staying in that cycle.
Well, I'm proud of you though.
Hadn't been easy, but we're getting there.
We're
We're
getting
getting
there. We're getting there.
there.
No, and you say your cave, and mine is having that walking contradictory of I want to expand. I know I want to do something. I want to be seen, but don't see me. But if you do see me, could you make sure you want to see me? And that way I know you're safe, like that whole bit. And just kind of just going through this whole process from, the start of when we met to now is, everything's changed. And I still struggle as anybody does, but I feel like coming into myself is coming into a person that like I don't really know. Like, and that's why I say we have to be gentle with ourselves because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. What are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? But I guess I didn't realize how much pressure and how heavy it is to try and keep yourself small. That's like being a seed and being watered and being ready to grow, and then you holding on for dear life to stay small. And I can't imagine. I mean, I will always have different situations that I walk into and I'll feel myself, but I'm aware of it now, and I can't imagine what it would be like to go back, say 5 years and talk to myself then versus now. Like I didn't realize how heavy that was to not want to be seen, want to do something, but still, I
Yeah,
think that,
these last 5 years have been, I mean, like when you look at it, that just
yeah,
that timeline within, us knowing each other, whatever,
yeah,
like it it's totally
yeah,
different.
yeah. It's wild. And going from having the job that I had, and then that I had that moment where I went on that trip to go see the band and stuff like that, and driving back I started crying and I was like, I don't want to go back to a place that makes me small, right? And then I got back and then I got let go from my job that I'd been at for 10 years. Careful what you ask the universe for. um but it was going to become painful to go back in a place to where I didn't belong anymore, you know, and that's where you really have to start letting go. Or you could be like Kitty and just stay in places far longer than you need to be. So it hurts more.
I think we've all been there, all of us.
Stay way longer than you need to. So it hurts really bad. But I think recognizing those things, but not even just now, thinking about it, was like, I didn't realize how heavy that was till like this moment right here. It's like, think about where we were 5 years ago or 6 years ago before we started doing what we were doing. Think about
Oh,
how
I was
heavy that was.
broken.
It's
Yeah,
like
I was
so
so
heavy.
broken.
Yeah. Not
I
having
still
that
did.
place.
Yeah, I was still in my darkest road, trying to paw my way out of that hole and climb and do whatever I could to get out. Um, yeah, it's been a
It's the
wild
journey.
ride.
It's the journey. It's the journey. Okay, so this will be one of the last questions. What is something surprising that you gained when you decided to let go of something?
For me, it could be anywhere from self-identity to confidence to self-love, more enrichment in relationships.
Mm,
I mean, it's endless on the things that I can see and be grateful for just for the slightest change,
yeah,
you know. So that's kind of why I said earlier, it fuels that fire because once you feel that freedom, it's like, okay, well, that was bad, but it wasn't that bad because look where I'm at now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Um, like that first time you were like, hey, why don't you teach? And I'm like, what?
I don't think so.
I'm like, okay, well, we'll just jump in head first. Like, like
Yeah.
face that fear, just do it. And then here we are,
Yeah, do it until it doesn't hurt anymore. I mean, that's what I did with the podcast. I was like, I don't want to every single time. And now I'm like, let's do it. Um, do it even if you're shaking. Do it even if you're shaking.
Yes.
Or if you're too proud, do it while you're holding in all the shaking.
Right.
I don't know who does that, but whatever.
But
So,
it's, like seeing the things that I've gained
yeah.
from the self love, from the confidence, from those more enriching relationships, and again, learning what love is, because my idea was I knew what I didn't want,
Right.
having all of that, it just makes it so worth facing the fear and just doing the work that you need to do to just be aware of it, to be able to start even, like there will be one day that you catch yourself and you make a change and then you're like a day or two later you're like, oh man, I did that, and then that's little more fuel on that fire, and then like with the consistency, that's in my experience where it's led me.
Yeah. Consistency is where you're going to find the courage or your empowerment to be able to continue doing it. I do believe that with everything I have because I see the consistency. I try to be consistent. I love consistent people. I like
Right.
consistency, but I think when you use it in your own life on the things that you're working on, and even if it's just a small thing for you to practice letting go of, the small ones, that's where it starts. I don't expect any huge change just overnight, but if you can just start with something small, like once a month, right, on the full moon, I am going to sit down and think about how I need to let go of thinking bad about myself. That is one more day during your life that you're going to sit and celebrate some things about yourself and think about letting go of negative self talk, which
That's
is,
like you telling me to always, just look in the mirror and tell yourself. I was like, ah. But once I
yeah,
started doing it, it
yeah,
changed. You know what I mean? Like once I became consistent with it,
yeah.
it
It,
it I resisted, but here we are.
It's impactful, though. It is impactful. And for those of you who might be new and don't know what the kitty mirror stuff's about, I host a retreat and we do a lot of different empowering and healing at the retreats. But one of the most impactful things I've ever had happen or be around, or even have done myself is we have a mirror, and when we see someone in the group that has done something or we want to stop everything in that moment and have some appreciation, then we will hand this mirror off to another person. When we hand it to the other person, we tell them the growth that we've seen in them or what we admire in them. And then they have to look at themselves in the mirror and say those things about themselves. So they have to, like, if I said, Rebel, you're beautiful and you've changed and grown, you've let go of this, then she's going to have to look at herself in the mirror and say, I have changed. I have grown. And she has
Yeah.
to look in her own eyes in the mirror to do it. It is impactful. That it's impactful. It's so impactful.
And it's gotten to the point to where now me and Kitty can't even give each other the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really it's the most beautiful thing to be able to give the mirror to someone and then have them look at themselves and realize like, oh, I am those things, right?
Well, it also helped me to also believe in your view of me.
Yeah. That's
like
true.
the support and the, encouraging me to keep going and to face things and, things like that. It impacted that as well. It's, I don't know, it just kind of all meshed together.
Yeah. Yeah, because you get the mirror from someone and you're like, oh, hell, that's what they see me as. Like, you don't get, and we've talked about this multitude of times, but you don't get to see yourself through someone else's eyes. And so this allows you to hear, be in the energy with these people. Be in the energy is one of the most important parts about it. Feel the energy and hear them tell you things while they're probably shaking to tell you, and then you doing the same when you're saying it to yourself.
Yeah.
So letting go of inhibitions,
Yeah, because
right?
I mean, when I first started, I solely believed what y'all saw in me because I didn't feel it. I didn't believe it. I didn't think it was, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I wasn't having any part of it. But then I
Yeah.
started, it became you would tell me, and then somebody else would tell me something similar that helped them on why they're grateful for me or
Yeah.
what they see within myself, and then it was another person, and then it was another person as I'm making these changes. So then it was like, well, if I have all these people coming to me pretty much saying the same things just differently, there's got to be something in there. Like,
They're
I may
not
not see
all
it, but there's
wrong.
got to be something.
They're all wrong. They're all together making this plan. They're
Right,
all wrong.
right.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. And sometimes you do have to rely on the other people that see you because our thought process isn't always that supportive of ourselves either. So,
Absolutely.
if you wanted to tell someone something about letting go, what would be a really important thing for them to take away from this conversation?
That the first step is the consistent awareness, just the awareness. Because like I said, not always are we going to make the right decision every time. But being aware that we didn't make the right decision or did make the right decision, that is still growth because you're aware of it. So from here on out, we start building that consistency to, like if you do fall off the wagon and, be easy with yourself. Yeah, buckle down and be like, okay, well, I slipped this time. I need to bring that into awareness next time I'm triggered, or the next time I'm talking bad to myself in the mirror, or whatever that case may be, you know. Just the consistent awareness, because I believe the awareness is where the change initially starts.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And it's true. I think I would tell you, or I would tell someone that you devalue yourself by holding on to things that weigh you down.